Hey guys, welcome to another edition of Tone's Market Analysis. I don't even know what today's date is. I think it's a Wednesday. I'm coming to you from the Singapore airport because I did not get a chance to do a video last night. I was just like really busy with the event after parties, hanging out with people, and didn't get a chance to do a video. But hopefully the sound is good. Hopefully I have enough bandwidth. Let me check on that, and then I'll go to screen share and we'll get started. Yep, sounds good. All right, excellent. Everything's good. Um, yeah, no, I'm terrible. Like I can't figure out the whole miles thing. I have like no status with any airlines. I have no idea how people do it. All right, I'm only working with one monitor here. I was too lazy to do like a full setup. They don't really have too many desks here. Singapore airport is beautiful, but definitely no desk space. Just nice lounge space. All right, let's do screen share. Let's get started. All right. Yeah, when I get back to the US in about a day, I have a really long layover in Hong Kong. So I don't know when the next video is going to be, guys, because I have like a 12-hour layover in Hong Kong and then like a 16-hour flight, right? So I have no idea where the price of Bitcoin will be. And this is why, like, I don't want people following my calls. I want people to learn how to trade. I want people to learn how to trade. So please go to my website, go to Learn Trading. A whole section here, how to learn trading. In my 15 years of trading, one of the best tools I've ever used for timing markets was the TD indicator. I have used it enough times. I believe I've improved on the code a little bit. The original code is explained here, and I do my own version of it. So if you're interested in my own version, please check out the consulting section of my website. And then please, if you want some more hands-on knowledge, please attend one of my seminars. LA is already sold out. There is still room in New York and Washington, and I'll update these numbers to the real numbers next chance I get, which will probably be once I get to LA, right? I have not looked at my Twitter in a while, probably have like thousands of messages there. Let's go straight to the markets. Here is the weekly chart of the I was about to say S&P 500. Here's the weekly chart of Bitcoin, and it's looking awesome, right? This is what I was talking about for candle number 4, right? You want this long wick. You want the weekly chart to close on a hammer. This is what I was saying last week when we started to bounce off of um, off of 7,600. I said, well, we need to close the week above 9,600 in order to create this long wick to the downside, giving us the opportunity to go back to the top. When that did not happen, when we started to break back below 8,000, I turned 100% bearish. I knew with insane confidence that 7,600 was not going to hold the price for the second time, okay? Another thing I knew with almost 100% certainty that 54 to 5600 was not going to bounce the price. The reason is because it already bounced the price. So the only choices were somewhere above 5600, which appears to have happened at 5900, or you go lower to 5000 flat because 5000 was just missed on the 25 to 30% crash from the 7,600 to the $5,400 zone. Okay, this is the understanding of trading. Another thing I've been teaching people is that when a bottom shows up, you will only have 5 to 15 minutes to actually catch the bottom. That's how you know it's a bottom, because nobody actually did it. and it rebounds so quickly that you don't really have a chance to think. Now, a lot of us thought that this happened at 7,600, but we needed one more bounce again to above 9,600. And when that wasn't happening, it was, I mean, you can take your profit if you bought the correct bounce, or you can just get out and either take the bearish trade or wait for another dip. Okay. And we just had another dip. This actually, the rebound actually happened while I was on stage. I was on stage 3 times yesterday at what about a blockchain economic forum, which was a very ICO focused event, which I find generally frustrating. But when I get on stage, I basically explain to everyone why A, they should not do their ICOs, and B, no one in the room should invest in their ICOs. And I have to attend these conferences and do this because if I don't do it, no one else is going to do it, right? So you have to realize that I'm wearing two hats here, right? My expertise and how I wanted to make money after I quit my Wall Street job was trading. But I just feel that there's a higher calling educating people on what a blockchain is than educating people on on how to trade. So I'm trying to do both of them, but clearly one will always interfere with the other because I'm standing in a room full of people trying to tell them not to ICO as the market rebounds, and I'm not able to, even see it, not to forget about, announcing it. Um, so by the time I saw it, it was too late. All right, let's go to the daily chart. So I got my 9, not how I wanted to get my 9, but I got my 9. Also, look at this beautiful, strong bounce. I mean, this is monstrous volume. I mean, this is what we missed in this rebound from 7,600. Like, I don't normally look at volume, but I looked at volume in this case, right? And just look at this massive volume. Look at the range of this candle. The low of this candle, this is Bitfinex now, the low was 6,000 and the high was almost 8,000. So that's almost a $2,000 range on the candle. Look at this giant long wick to the downside. Look at the volume. The volume crushed the prior week's volume. All right. And now we have my 9. Okay. So, like I told people in my tweet 2 days ago, look for a rebound on Wednesday off of the 9. And unfortunately for my timing, the rebound came the day before. And this goes to show you how difficult trading is. How difficult trading is, right? Like, here's my blue line right here. This blue line signaled to me that we are going significantly lower. And I believe that going from 8,000 to 6,000 is significantly lower. That's a 25% drop. When we couldn't maintain the bounce, there was a 25% drop on the table. Of course, it was almost impossible to get it at the very low. This is how markets bottom. So this is a stronger indication of a bottom than the prior one was at 7,600. So 7,600 was a price target. Today was my time target. You really want your price target and time target to be in line. These weren't in line, they were off by a couple of days. Okay. Now, remember, the weekly remains in bearish territory because we are still only on a 5 of 9. Can we still get a 9? Absolutely, we can, right? In order to get a 9, we will need the 8 candle to close lower than the 4 candle, which, if we are rebounding, is going to be very, very difficult. However, all we will, even if this 5 candle closes all the way at $10,000, it's still going to be a 5. And then if we get stuck in this 10,000 to 9,000, or I mean, Bitcoin isn't going to be stuck in a $2,000 range for a month. But if we were, um, all we would need is a 9 closing below a 5 to get that 9. All right. So this is very promising. But remember, rebounds are official when you start trading above the hammer candle. and you close above the hammer candle. If we go to the daily chart, you can see how we started trading above the daily candle, above that one, but we were barely able to close. That's why with the 24-hour market, I needed one more push to, and I was always like a little hesitant on this bounce, right? We still need another couple of days. Now remember, we are below, this should be the 200-day moving average, I believe. Yes, we are now below the 200-day moving average. So the resistance is going to start to mount. Where is my 50-day moving average? So the 50-day moving average is all the way up there. The 200-day moving average is nearby. You can see how the rebound got rejected by the 200-day moving average perfectly, perfectly. They were playing the rebound, 200-day moving average, just like it supported the price right 2 days ago on the 4th. It was a textbook rejection. Let me just see the live chat. Just want to make sure everything's moving all right. Yeah, everything seems to be okay. All right. Yeah, I mean, I was speaking 3 times. I must have done a dozen interviews. I did a whole like hour and a half with RT. I don't know how much footage they're gonna use. Like again, how can I trade if I spent the entire day yesterday dealing with 1,000 people? Uh, half a dozen to a dozen interviews, 3 on-stage appearances. Like it's the only way I can start trading again is if I stop traveling, is if I stop speaking at conferences. It's really one or the other, right? So right. So yesterday, like couldn't do it. I couldn't even do a video. I couldn't even look at the price. People were telling me that the market is rebounding, but I just like barely was able to glance at the price. And I have like 100 people to get back to. Most of them already paid me for my services. So again, paid clients always take priority. All right, here's the 4-hour chart. And again, I wish I was able to bring this to you, but I'm not sure if I don't remember the last time I did this video, right? I'm assuming the last time I did this video, I drew this red arrow here because we would have been coming off of this candle. Now, maybe I wasn't watching it, but you can see there's a green arrow on this candle. That's actually a double green. Oops. Actually a double green arrow. There is a combo 13 here. There's an aggressive 13 here. There's also an 11, 12. I was looking for that 13. The 4-hour chart kind of bounced in the middle of nowhere, guys. There was some indication for a rebound here, but other than that, you can see that this indicator was not very useful in helping you time the low of the 4-hour chart. The daily was significantly better, but it just came one day earlier. One day earlier. And now the bounce is slowing down. The bounce is slowing down, and there is a high probability we'll get a secondary low. Now, hopefully, the secondary low. I'm still tired, guys. It's early in the morning here. I didn't barely got any sleep last night. Uh, Hopefully, the secondary low will keep us above the low. So just like what happened here, it's the same thing, right? Look, we bounced, made a secondary low fairly quickly that needed to hold, and then we stagnated back on the 3rd. Stagnated started to go down. Once we started to approach the vicinity of prior support, it was over, and there comes the collapse, right? So you don't know if the same thing is in the cards, right? We either need one more violent breakout, and you can buy this breakout, or we go down, make a secondary low that is higher than the $6,000 low. Okay? If we make a low that's higher than the $6,000 low in reverse, things are looking great. Now, if we go all the way back to 6,000, shit's gonna hit the fan, and then we go down to 5,000 and lower. if we go back down to, let's say, 6,500, bounce off of 6,500, go up and come back to 6,500, again, it's over, right? I knew it was over when we went back to 8,000, not when we went back to 76,100, right? Because the reason I knew it was over the moment we got back to the vicinity of 8,000, because 8,000 has already bounced the price once off the secondary low, okay? So if you make a higher secondary low, you have a higher point at which shit is going to hit the fan. If you don't have a higher secondary low and you go all the way back to 6,000, then 6,000 is the point where shit's going to hit the fan. It will probably bounce off 6,000, but it will be a dead cat bounce. That's not going to last very long, okay? So look at the hourly chart. Let's see if the hourly chart was useful. Well, in the hourly chart, I had all these green arrows. Sorry guys, I'm still yawning. I can't wait to get on this airplane, be fully disconnected from the internet and go to sleep. So I have all these green arrows, right? I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4 arrows in a span of 4 hours, right? I mean, went a little bit lower, we bounced, but like this is what I was looking for, a short-term bounce and then lower. We had another combo 13, we had another aggressive 13. We didn't make it to one more 13. I was hoping we'd go a little lower. Oh God. Hold on a second. Announcements. Well, I went back. I'm looking at the chat, and I mean, again, right? Like I can't keep up with it. I mean, no sound. Someone said no sound. Is there really no sound? There has to be sound. I see sound. I'm gonna wait for the chat to catch up. When you don't look at the chat, it kind of piles up, and then it. Yeah, I'm at the airport, guys. Yeah, there's sound. I don't know what's wrong with you people. All right. Let's minimize that. Let's minimize that. All right. So here's the hourly chart, right? So the hourly chart. All right. So again, this is where some discretion comes in. Now, in my head, that's a 9, and I'll tell you why. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This one price flip in the middle of freaking nowhere. What if it wasn't a price flip, right? What if this hour happened to close just a smidge lower? This would be a red 4, a red 6, and that's a red 7, and that's a red 8, and that's a red 9, right? Like those that are clients of mine, I mean, they're fully aware that if you get this one random price flip with an off color in the middle of a trend, always think in your head, is this enough for a 9 momentum down to reverse the price? And if I look at other 1 hour charts, right? Let me look at Bitstamp. Well, let me look at Coinbase. I don't know, that's the one that came up first. Just want to see if there was a 9 there. Calculating. Ah, missed it by 1 again. Oh my God, look. So the Coinbase had an 813 there, and this was almost a 9. Oh my God, how close was it to being a 9? So the close of the 5 candle is $6,012. The close of this candle is $6,049. All right, 6,012 to 6,049. Right. So that's a difference of what, like $30, right? So the $30 difference from having this be a 9 buy signal, right? So I mean, this is where you got to use some discretion in identifying is that candle something you should keep an eye on or not. Let me see Bitfinex, Bitstamp. Let me see Bitstamp. I want to see if any exchange had a 9 there. Oh, I missed it again, right? It was the same thing as Bitfinex, right? So this candle's in the way, right? So it's maybe I should start looking at Bitmax more often, but it's like a different ticker, right? It's like XBT. What's the BitMax's next expiration? HBT USD. Um, that's the BitMax index. XBT USD Kraken. Let's see what this is. Curious. Oh God, that's not what I wanted to look at. Clearly. Let's Kraken. I know this feels like cherry picking, but it's really not. You got that. You got the elusive 13, which the others didn't have, but still no red 9. Damn, that sucks. All right. Again, I really wish I had CME's index, CME's pricing index on over here. I don't. All right, let's go back. BTC, USD. What do I use for this chart? Do I use Do I know? And then look, you have a red 9. You have a 9 arrow. You have a 9 cell here. I believe I used Bitfinex for this, right? Did I use Bitfinex or did I use Bitstamp? I don't even remember what I was using here. I guess I'll recognize it by the annotations. Don't even remember. No, it definitely wasn't Bitfinex then. Maybe it was Bitstamp. I don't remember anymore, guys. Maybe it was Coinbase. I think it was Coinbase. I think I was using Coinbase here. Or my drawings. And that's the problem, right? Like once I start changing tickers, I don't know where my drawings are. I guess I'll just leave Coinbase. I don't even remember anymore. Had an 813 here. Had a 9 small correction. Now we're going up, and now we've stagnated, right? So where do we go from here? Remember, 7,600 was support. So what happens now? Now 7,600 is resistance. So you're stuck at resistance, right? This is the thing. Like the lower we go on the daily, the more resistance mounts, right? Like this 7,600 is now resistance, this area, and you have the 200-day average. So a lot of it's bad. The S&P 500 had a monster rebound, and no, Bitcoin and the S&P are not correlated at all. This actually hurt my trading position badly. Like once it started to crash, my position was already designed to profit from the downside, and going back into this area is like the worst case scenario for me. And I was too busy to even like look at my traditional trading position at the entire stock market open, and that's a significant market position. I made the mistake of not getting out on Thursday before all of this insanity of the conference, and then Monday and Tuesday I was just like too busy to maintain my own trade. So chances are I'm gonna mismanage my trade, and even though I'm gonna still make money on this trade no matter what, I'll probably lose tens of thousands of dollars by not being able to get out. And I showed you my trading position in those videos going into the weekend. And yesterday, like I knew that the market was going to open the downside, and I'm like, great, I'm going to make a shitload of money off the crash. And then the entire night, I had no idea that the stock market rebounded, just like I had no idea Bitcoin rebounded, right? Like I was just too busy with people and talking to some high important people trying to explain what Bitcoin is. Trading is important to a point, right? To me, it's important that since all of my money is in Bitcoin, I would like to make sure that all that money doesn't go to zero. So when there's important people for me to talk to, I will talk to these people and not pay attention to my trading positions in traditional market, which if I was smart would not have even been around. This was the Monday, this was Tuesday, this was Friday. I was supposed to exit my position in full here, but you guys saw that video. I got a little greedy, I got a little lazy, and I didn't. And but when the market started, this was a bad day for me. This was a good day for me. This opening was amazing for me. And if only I was sitting in front of the market, I probably would have completely exited my position right at the bottom of the small at the opening of the market. But at 10:30, that's when you're socializing with 1,000 people. So I'm actually really pissed off. And maybe I do too many conferences. So we'll see. We'll see what that means for my professional future. But it's really hard to wear two hats. I'm trying, but not always successful. All right. Um, I'll flip on my camera. I'm at 2,000 viewers right now, guys. So I am at the airport, and I mean, I have a bunch of clients I have to get back to. But let me take a look, see if there's a good question or two. I don't know if any of my friends are on to show me questions. Let's see. Hey, Corey. Hey, pick out top 3 questions. Uh, Give me top 3 questions if you have them. All right. I'm not going to turn the screen back on. I just went over the price of Bitcoin. Um, um, Look, that's how bottoms are made, right? Bottoms are made when at the most inconvenient time, at a time when you are not in front of the market. Oh, hold on. Another announcement. That's right. There are the U.S. Senate hearings today. I, I, I'm not even. I'm gonna let the charts tell me the outcome of the Senate hearings. Um, the maximum on this bounce. Well, there is no maximum, right? I mean, if it's a bounce, we're going to new all-time highs. No such thing as a maximum, right? Now, I can tell you where resistance is. We have resistance at the 200-day moving average. We have resistance at 7,600, which bounced the price a few days ago. We have resistance at the bottom of the triangle. We have resistance at the 50-day moving average, right? We have resistance at the 10,000 round number because 10,000 held the price up for a long time. So it became resistance. So we have lots and lots of resistance. So the road back to 20,000 is not going to be easy. It's going to be hard. It may take the rest of the year to get there, to get back to 20,000. We will see. I'll continue to try and bring you these videos daily, but right now we will see, right? Um, all right, what do we got here? I think Corey has a few questions for me. Tone, I use Deribit's options exchange. I am not familiar with them at all. I've never heard of Deribit other than a person asked me about Deribits on this channel. I've never went to their website. I have no idea what they are. I have no idea if they're legit. I have no idea if they're going to scam and take everybody's money. I have absolutely no idea, right? I have no recommendations. Um, I am not doing any educational videos about options. That is my proprietary way to make money, even though I'll let you guys know if I totally screwed up my options trade, which was supposed to make me 25% on the trade and about 15 to 20% on my entire retirement portfolio. So if I screwed that up, I will only make about 5% on my entire retirement portfolio and 10% on the trade. I'm gonna give it one more day. I either need to hope for a stock market recrash or back to new all-time highs in the market. But like I told you guys on the video, I should have exited my trade in full, taken my 25% on the trade, 20% on the portfolio. Got a little greedy, didn't happen. Next. Define dead cat bounce, please. So a dead cat bounce is a rebound in the price that is not sustainable. So a dead cat bounce is the opposite of a dip. Okay, so just think of it, right? So if I flip my chart over, what's happening right now would be a dip. So that's the definition. You can also just Google it, right? I mean, just Google dead cat bounce. If you ever see a stress test, if if you ever see a historical stress test, if any of you working in a banking sector, and you ever see a reference in the historical in the traditional markets, if anyone ever refers to as a dead bear bounce instead of a dead cat bounce, I coined that term at JP Morgan when we were building stress tests for the financial crisis, and Bear Stearns had collapsed and the market rebounded like, I don't know, 10 to 20% after the Bear Stearns collapse, and then it made a new low. In our risk analysis software that we were building, I I I I coined the term dead bear bounce, and there was a stress test named after it. So if you ever run across that, that's my handiwork. All right, next. Is there a possibility some whales are prepping the price down for an Acapulco? I have no idea, guys. I mean, I got into this whole debate of an Acapulco, right? So I announced I wasn't going to an Acapulco, right? Which a lot of people thought of as arrogant because I wasn't actually invited to an Acapulco. So in a way, they think that I mean the conference is like, oh look how arrogant Tone is. He's announcing he's not coming to an Acapulco when he wasn't even invited. Here's the reality of the situation. I have 3 to 4 times more followers than an Acapulco. Okay. So therefore, me being at an Acapulco the previous 3 years, and there was an expectation in the Bitcoin ecosystem that I was going to be there again. So I need to make it clear that I'm not going to be there. Whether I was invited and I turned it down, or the reality of the situation that I wasn't even invited, is almost irrelevant. Because if so many people are privately texting me saying, hey, I'll see you at an Acapulco, I need to make a public statement that I'm not going to be there. I then have to explain why I'm not going to be there, is because I see that entire conference as a giant scam. And even though I kind of saw it in prior years, um, I, I wanted to, like, inform people, but I think that most of the people that are attending are at this point beyond hope. They're gonna buy B Trash, they're gonna buy Dash, they're gonna buy the Swiss metals scam, they're gonna buy the silver is going to 5,000 tomorrow scam. They're just they want to be scammed. That's what happens. God. And please don't send me like emails to do something about Jeff Berwick took your money and he didn't do anything for you. Why are you giving him money? Don't. Like I've gotten so many of those emails too. I don't have time to deal with it. Um, all right. All right. Next question, Corey. What do you got? Um, I can't tell you guys how old I am because I dox myself, right? With every piece of information the world knows, the closer I get to being doxed, the closer I get to people identifying me, the closer I get to someone hacking me, right? If someone knows my date of birth, that's a huge piece of information for them with some Indian call center, right? If someone knows, my address, if someone knows my social security number, if someone knows my other identification numbers, right? So it's hard for me to tell you how old I am. What's on my T-shirt? Don't trust, verify. Come on, guys, you should know that. Um, you were talking about 7,600 resistance. We were a few hours ago at 7,900. You want a break of 8,000. I want a daily close above 7,600 first. Then I want a break of 8,000, right? Like I'm not gonna do screen share, but if I go to the daily chart, right? I mean, the daily close was like at 76, 78. That's in line, right? It also depends on your exchange. Oh God, again. All right. All right. The announcement's over. So, look, these lines, they're not down to the dollar, right? They're nice thick lines. By not being able to properly close below 7,600, we can bounce back. I mean, we're back to 7,700 now. You really want to see volume. Someone's asking me, why do I ignore volume? Because 90% of the time, volume's irrelevant. Um, in this case, volume was relevant, so I added it to the chart. But in 99% of the cases, volume is totally irrelevant. It always was to me. Oh, somebody wants me to take a look at monthly charts. You know what? Sure. I'll go back to screen share. I'll take a look. Oh, okay. So I'll do that in a minute. Okay. So I have another question. What do you cover at your workshop in DC? I just started trading. I was looking into it. Is it wise for beginners to sign up for your workshop? Yes. My workshop is geared more to beginners than to advanced traders, but advanced traders will still get a lot out of my workshop. I've had 10-year veterans come to my workshop. I've had people come to my workshop that have never traded a day in their life, and they have both walked away happy. This is the reason why my workshops are going to be 20 to 30 people. That's it. The ability to make a senior trader happy and the beginner happy does not scale beyond a small classroom. Okay, it's the only way it works. So yes, it's good for beginners. Check out my website. Just check out the seminar page of my website, and you'll see the topics. Also, check out the Learn Trading section. That's what I describe in detail at my workshop. Coinbase is implementing SegWit about goddamn time. How was the Tony Robbins conference? You know what? I'll do another video on that. Maybe I'll get like a Tony Robbins guru, and maybe we'll do a podcast or something. All right, back to Corey. What are the questions you got? Love the 2 videos a day. I'll try, guys. Like it's hard, especially when you're doing a million other things. All right, monthly charts. Let's go take a look at monthly charts. Take a look at monthly charts. Let me pull it up and then I'll do screen share. I'm not sure which monthly chart I want to use. Load chart layout. Looking for it. Man, I thought I had a monthly chart saved. Maybe I don't. The last time I looked at a monthly chart was January 26th or January 16th. I saw a 6 there in January. All right, let me do screen share. Might take a minute to load. Remember, I'm at the airport on my phone's global network. All right, so we're loading. We're loading. Let's look at the 4-hour again. Yeah, the 4-hour was tricky, right? I mean, you had the combo and the aggressive, which even my clients don't have on their indicator. I need to talk to my developer again. We ought to finish up some stuff and release it. Just again, there's only so much time. Monthly might take a minute. So what can I do here? I can turn this to monthly. Maybe that would be quicker, but I doubt it. Yeah, that was quicker. Yeah, I mean, monthly reversed one candle too late, right? I mean, one candle late. And Wall Street didn't even see this because they don't do green numbers following green nines.
Beijing born in passengers traveling Asia by EK 706 to Kuala Lumpur. Udon remaining passengers traveling by Asia by EK 706 to Kuala Lumpur. Please go to gate G10 for immediate boarding.
Right.
Beijing born passengers traveling by Asia by EK 706 to Kuala Lumpur. Please go to gate G10 for immediate boarding.
The good news is all the numbers on the monthly chart are still green. To get a red number, I mean, if we can close, well, this is February, this is going to be March, this is going to be April. If we can close April above whatever that is, 1400, then boom, the monthly remains in bullish territory, right? There's no price flip, so the monthly has always been bullish. No price flip on the monthly, guys. It's a good sign. Haven't had a price flip yet. Haven't had a red number trade below prior red number. That hasn't happened in a long time, right? The last time the monthly chart told you to sell was actually right down here, which would have been a very unfortunate time to sell because it bounced, but then it collapsed, right? The second time the monthly told you to sell was, okay, so sorry. So the last time the monthly chart told you to sell was the month of October 2014 at a price of uh, 400 bucks or about. And the prior time the monthly told you to sell was in April of 2014 at a price of like $450. Okay. So the monthly doesn't give you too many sell signals in Bitcoin. So this is just another dip. Just another dip. All right, I did screen share, right? Yeah, thank God. Stop screen share. All right, guys, I need to get some work done. I think I'm done. I'm not going to answer any more questions unless I see something really good. Guys, I don't play games anymore. I barely remember how to play chess. I only play my Super Nintendo when I'm at my cabin in Pennsylvania. What do I think of Richard Hart? I don't think about Richard Hart. Tone, do you think now is a safe? Do you think now it's safe to hold Bitcoin? It's always been safe to hold Bitcoin. Thank you to 2,000 live viewers. Oh yeah, LA meetup. I'm doing an LA meetup. Yeah, hell yeah, I should probably mention that. But I'll mention it tomorrow. So on Monday, I hope it's on Monday. Yes, Monday night, I'm gonna do the LA meetup, and I'm gonna do this show from the meetup, and then I'm gonna take questions from the live audience of the meetup. Okay, so let me pull up that page. Let me go back to screen share. Man, it takes a while to load stuff. Yeah, and don't forget, like, look, like half my day is spent, booking Airbnbs, booking flights. Sometimes I forget where I'm going. Here's the meetup. I'm not even signed up, but I'm speaking. There's a cost of attendance because there's a cost of a venue and stuff. It's only 25 bucks. So please support a community. These are unsponsored meetups, and there's a venue cost. There is some drinks, some refreshments. So 25 bucks, not a lot of money. So come out and support Anders's Bitcoin meetup in LA. So Monday night, 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. And there's the address. All right, but please RSVP. All right. All right, guys. On that note, I am. Oh wait, one last thing. If you want to support my work, please check out the affiliates and referrals section. I was actually turned down for like Amazon affiliate links because they claimed my website hasn't been updated in 2 years, which I don't understand what the hell they're looking at. So again, it's unfortunate, and it's more time that I don't really have to deal with. So I mean, I still have links, but like anyway, I wanted to create my whole Amazon shopping list. But please check out these affiliates. These are the companies I trust more than others. And that's why I have discount codes and affiliate codes for them. All right, so go ahead and check those out. That's one way to support my work. All right, and on that note, I will call it a day. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all on the next one. Not sure when that is. Got a 12-hour layover in Hong Kong and then a flight to the US. Later, guys.